Welcome back. Since I recently just finished playing Strange Horticulture, the final episodes will be out soon, I hope. But anyway, I had the idea of creating the character that we play in Strange Horticulture in Paralives. Obviously you never see the character in Strange Horticulture, or there's no name or gender or anything associated with it, so it's all up to you and your imagination of how you interpret the character that you play. And so I thought it would be fun to make my idea of what I would think she would look like. And honestly, the first random character in Paralives, I thought she was a great base for it. So I stuck with that one for just the template. And I wanted to start with the clothes because for some reason that was just my inspiration. It's the Victorian Gothic style I wanted to do first before I even messed with her or her face or her hair or anything like that. First I looked through the dresses and none of them screamed out to me Victorian Gothic. So I found a skirt and this one happened to have flowers on it, and I was like, well, that one's perfect for the plant shop owner. A long skirt with flowers, and then of course I had to make it green. I just think dark greens are the way to go with this character. I looked through the tops. I know I wanted a long sleeve, high neck top, and I went through all the different tops, and none of them really said Victorian necessarily. I'm picturing a high collar button-up shirt, but not a dress shirt, with something with ruffled sleeves or something like that. But there wasn't anything. There was the peasant type top that's more like a pirate or more medieval, but I didn't really think that necessarily went well. So I just went with the turtleneck because I thought that was kind of close enough anyway. I mean, we don't have to be historically accurate, right? I'm not gonna be historically accurate. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not perfect. I just kind of go with what I think is cute and that kind of matches the vibe as best as I can. So anyway, I was playing with different colors. I thought definitely needs to be tucked in, and I wanted it dark, probably not green, but I'm thinking maybe a brown would be better. Because unless you get the exact green of the skirt, I just thought darker was better. And a lot of the characters in Strange Horticulture are wearing that dark brown color. So I love the sliders, by the way. You can get really cool, you can get whatever color you want with the sliders. I wish there was a easier way, to copy the color instead of going back and copying and paste. I kind of wish I wish there was an eyedropper tool for your colors specifically. I think that'd be really cool, but I think this is, like I said, I'm not perfect and I'm not going to ever pretend I'm perfect. So I get as close as I can to the color I want and call it good. So then I thought she needed, some tights probably, even though you're not going to see them. And then of course she needs boots. I think just all my characters are probably going to end up wearing boots. But it makes sense. If you're a plant shop owner, you're going to wear boots. And those Victorian boots are so cool. I would love a pair of Victorian boots. Anyway, though. And also, since she's a plant shop owner, she needs gloves. And I was just playing with different... I thought the little plant, or the strawberry one was... I thought these ones were cute, but obviously I wanted to change the color. And then, as I was trying to change the color, I realized you can change the pattern. So, I thought that was really cool. I could change from the... whatever it was. From the pink flowers or pink berries or whatever it was to a completely different flower pattern. So yeah, I thought that was, I love that you can not only change all the colors of your clothes, you can change the patterns as well. This is the first game I've played that lets you do that, so I was really excited. I don't know if other games let you do this, but... So, then I had to change the skirt because I wanted to see if there was a better pattern for the skirt. Because the flowers I picked were kind of more like a hippie type flower, and I wanted more of a... something more like... I don't know, more leafy and more like paisley type than just the big like daisy type flowers or whatever they would be called. So I just played with that for a minute and went through the different flower types, different patterns, trying to really get that Victorian Goth vibe. And I thought the smaller flower, or the smaller pattern was better for this particular, in this particular case. As you can see, I changed my mind a lot. I went back and forth between the different ones a few times. And then once I changed the pattern on the skirt, I had to change the pattern on the gloves, because then they didn't match anymore. And then I had to make the shirt a little darker as well. And next I wanted to put some kind of jewelry to break up that turtleneck. I like the bow, but this first necklace just really caught my eye, and I thought it, I don't know, just seemed to match the vibe the best. And I didn't really like any of the bracelets. I didn't really think any of those fit necessarily. And obviously none of the facial jewelry or seemed to fit with this character. I thought about a sun hat, but that doesn't match my gothic vibe, so I skipped that for now. And then I wanted to do her hair. I imagine her with dark brown hair for some reason. Not sure why, that's just how I pictured her. Like a dark brown updo. I mean, I really like that blonde actually, but then I debated red maybe, but no, I'm sticking with a dark brown. I think that fits her. I really like the half up, half down one. It's really cute. I was trying to find something maybe with bangs or something that had, like, that kind of looked a little messy, like not too perfect. But for some reason I was just picturing her with an updo, and so it debated between the half up and the all the way, the bun. And then when I saw the little plant, like hair piece, I thought, oh, okay, that one's just perfect for her. And since I was picturing her with a half up, half down, I thought, or not half up, half down, but I pictured her with the Updo. I don't know, I thought this one was perfect. And then I wasn't sure about her makeup. I thought more natural color for the lips would be good, and I didn't want to go as dark and goth with the eyeshadow as I normally would. But she still had to have some dark, because she is a gothic. She is still Victorian Gothic in my eyes. So a little more like a natural goth than goth. Then I was playing around with the blush options, and I kind of like the one where it goes over the cheeks and nose. It almost looks like a little dirty. You know, she's on a plant, she's playing with plants, and maybe her face is a little flushed and dirty. And then I kind of thought she might have like hazel eyes, maybe. Like a green or a brown, so hazel, green, brown. And I went through all the different eyes, but honestly the first one that I had clicked was probably the best. She's a little tired looking, and a little, well, not too bad. I don't want her to be perfect. And then I thought, since her hair's up and she's got that cool tree like thing in her hair, I thought little pearl earrings would match nicely with this vibe. And I looked through the lips and thought maybe she wouldn't necessarily be smiling. A little more serious look than she was before. And then of course we had to make her a little more pale, which made her cheeks and nose look even more like dirty, which I thought was perfect for a little plant shop owner that spends most of her days indoors in a rainy undermere. And I just messed around with the nose. Then I was thinking I didn't really care for the gloves being patterned and the skirt being patterned, so I just changed those to a brown to match the shirt, and then the fingers were green. And yeah, then I pretty much thought that was good. I felt like she was matching our Strange Horticulture vibe. Somewhere between modern, Victorian, goth, with her long skirt, the flower pattern, and her high neck shirt, and her pulled back hair. I thought she seemed like the perfect plant shop owner. So after this, I am going to create her greenhouse, her Victorian Gothic greenhouse home. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and let me know what you think. How do you imagine the Strange Horticulture character looking? Do you think that I nailed the vibe, or what else could I do differently? Besides adding mods, of course. But yeah, what would you do differently? Have you tried making a crossover character in Paralives yet? If so, I would love to see them, and let me know in the comments below, or show me on Instagram. My Instagram is the Serenity Starr. Yeah, I would love to see your guys' characters in Paralives, since so far I've been having fun playing with it. I might even download and play around with the Sims character creator because I've seen it and it looks so pretty too. So maybe I'll try to recreate her in Sims also. What do you think? Do you think I should do that? Or should I just stick with creating more characters in Paralives? Anyway, thank you again. Be well, take care. Till next time.